Dear viewers, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we will discuss about four kinds of meaning. Four kind of meaning is a part of Practical Criticism book written by I.A. Richards, who is an American literary critic, and he is known for his work, uh, pioneering work in new criticism. Okay, so as we all know that he is known for his pioneering work and his amazing work in the field of criticism, and in this work too he has tried to explore the possibilities of practical criticism. Okay, now practical criticism is a form of literary analysis which focuses exclusively on the text, and it always tries to ignore the external background of or the factor of the author's intention and historical context. Okay, then in addition to it, through practical criticism, one should try to do literary criticism through practical way instead of hypothetical or unrealistic approach, according to I.A. Richards. Got it? And in the practical criticism, we have got to know that the practical criticism was originated by an experiment done on Cambridge University literary students by I.A. Richards. In his experiment, I.A. Richards has given a selected selected poetry works to read as well as comment on, but they are not provided the titles of the poems, context of the poems, or any other external background information related to the author. Through his experiment, I.A. Richards has tried to know how a student will judge the given poems or literary texts utterly based on what they have right now in front of them. After his experiment, I.A. Richards has found out that students have really performed poorly and concluded that what is needed is more practical uh, instruction in the art of reading text. Besides, the results as well as findings of the experiment are found in his Practical Criticism, a Study of Literary Judgment book, which was published in 1929. Got it? Now we are going to discuss about the four kinds of meaning as the author has mentioned in his book Practical Criticism, a Study of Literary Judgment in 1929. Okay, now first thing is, what is sense? Okay, he has propagated, means he has put forwarded four kinds of meaning, and that four kinds of meanings are: number one is sense, number two is feeling, number three is tone, and number four and the last is intention. Now, what is sense? Sense, according to I.A. Richards, Richard has stated that when we speak to say something and when we listen, we always expect something to be said. Okay. Moreover, when we use words to direct our hearers' attention upon some state of affairs, to present to them some items for consideration and to excite in them some thoughts about these items. On the other hand, what we speak to convey to our listeners for their consideration is called sense. Okay, this might be a little complicated for you. Now I am going to simplify it, okay, through the model given here. First, let's learn about the author. Richards, I.A. Richards, as we all know, he was 20th century new critic. In his Principles of Literary Criticism, Richard gave criticism a scientific precision, means he has tried to explore the scientific perspective in literary criticism and objectivity, contradictory to a chaos of critical theories, then differentiated referential and emotive language, communication, emotive function of the author, these kinds of thing, and comprehension, referential function of the reader. Uh, in the practical criticism, four kinds of meaning: difficulties of documentation, labyrinth, analysis of anonymous poems, 100 verdicts from 100 readers. These kinds of things are added. Difficulties interdependent on each other, like a cluster of monkeys. The original difficulty of reading the problem of making out the meaning. These all things are addressed by the critic in his book. And these things are also included in the book. For a proper understanding of a poem, the following questions have to be answered. That is, what is meaning? What are we doing when we endeavor to make out? Means endeavor means to try, and what is it we are making out? Okay. For the study of literature, there are several kinds of meaning. Combination of the different contributory meanings, total meaning. Language performs several functions different to be noted. Research divides language functions into four types of meaning, and this we will discuss now. These all are the sub points that we are going to discuss now. Four kinds of meaning, as we all know. Number one is sense, number two is feeling, number three is tone, and number four is intention. Now, what is sense? Sense, according to I.A. Reacher, sense is a plain literal meaning from the point of view of the speaker or the listener. Then the speaker wants attention of the listener to something. For example, meaning of a poem or a word. Speaker wants to give some thoughts to the listener, and that is sense. And sense is an idea conceived from speaker. Got it? Now, what is feeling? Well, feeling refers to emotions, emotional attitudes, will, desire, pleasure, displeasure, and so on. When we say something, we have feeling about it, an attitude towards it, some special direction, bias or accentuation of interest in it, some personal flavor or coloring. We use words to express these feelings and this nuance of interest. It may happen consciously or unconsciously. For example, anger, excitement, sympathy, etc. Exceptional cases, mathematics, no feelings. Means in this means four kinds of meaning, and in the feeling part, I.A. Reacher had tried to say that feeling does not work in all kinds of subject. For example, in mathematics, we cannot use feeling in mathematics. Means by imposing or by assuming some kind of feeling, we cannot solve any mathematical sum. And this can only be happen in literary texts or in literature, and this cannot be done or felt in our other branches of knowledge like science, mathematics, and all other laboratory things. Okay. Then now number three is tone. What is tone? Tone is basically the speaker has an attitude to his listener. Means when a speaker is trying to address a listener or an audience or a crowd, at that time when the speaker means the way speaker will address the crowd or the audience, that is his means tone means. Okay. And the speaker always changes its tone according to the circumstance or according to the crowd or audience or listener. So that point I.A. Reacher has tried to make in these four kinds of meaning. And tone is a choice and arrangement of the words according to the kind of audience. Okay. Let's take an example. For example, you have to now address school children. For example, from class 5 to class 10. And if you want to address that school children, your way of speaking will be changed. Okay? Because that audience is completely different. Okay? That's why, so your tone will be changed. So that's the thing the author has tried to make here. Got it? And tone of utterance adopted according to the relationship of the listener. Exceptional pretentious tone gets exposed at times. Hypocritical speech or egotistical speech means our way of speaking or our tone changes according to circumstance or plight. Okay. Now, our last point is intention. What is intention? Sense is when means when a particular person tries to say something, or when the person says something, that is called sense. And when a person talks about something, that is feeling. And when a particular person means one's attitude to the listener, that is called tone. Means how we will change our way of addressing the situation or the subject, that is tone. Means the changing in our means way while we speak. Okay. Now intention is often done consciously or unconsciously, and he speaks for a purpose modifies his speech. Got it? To understand the meaning, understand the intention also. Means when a person is addressing something, okay, then if we understand his meaning, then we understand his intention also. If we do not understand his meaning, that means we are failed to understand his intention. Got it? And his success can be measured if only we understand his intention. Means if we do not understand what the author or what the person is saying, that means we have not fully understood his intention. Done? Okay. Intention will be express the thoughts of the author, and that is fact. Express his feeling about what he is thinking, like hurrah, damn, means these kind of exclamatory things. To express his attitude to the listener, feeling of love or hatred, the author's intention has influence upon the language he uses. Research, observation, analysis of poem, failure of one or other function. These are the points you can mention in the exam if you are prepared for the exam, and this part also comes in the exam. If I'm saying if. Okay. Now application of functions. This will not be needed, so we will directly go to see the application of functions in scientific document. Scientific document and popular science book. Now this also I think not needed for you if you are from Dibrugarh University, and if you have taken English major, and if you are in the 5th semester. Okay, so whatever that is needed I have given you, and these kind of things are not needed. But still, if you want to note it down, I will try to slow it down so you can note it down, or you can pause the video and you can note it down. It's simple, not so hard. Now I am not going to explain more because or the means video will be little longer. Okay, that's it. Conclusion: these things are given. Means the main points, the basic points which are essential, quintessential to for you for the examination, that I have already mentioned in this video. And thank you so much for watching the video, and I wish you all the best for your exam. Thank you so much. Bye bye.